I was only 2.5 days old. Her with her grandmother kissed. She placed in the child's hand a fresh lily and in the other a small pallid pearl.
Si Nagtala shall grow soft and delicate like a lily. Pearls she shall admire, pearls she shall have. Some day, when she grow up, she will own priceless pearls taken from oysters, leaving the blue seas of faraway Maguindanao.
Silver moons passed and the first part of prophecy came true.
Lily by the river, how beautiful you are.
But I am not beautiful.
Time, people think that for a village maiden to be beautiful, she must have a string of lustrous pearls. Unfortunately, all 16 flower season had passed and still she had no pearls. Only the little pearl was given her grandmother. But one morning, their swawali door slowly opened as an aliping mamamay entered their house.
Pinagtala, the basket weaver, daughter of Pirang Kawayan, you are wanted by Lacandini, daughter of Daraha, chief of the Manila clan.
Lakambini want me? She described me? Why?
I know not, but she orders you to come soon.
Without further ado, Sinagtala went through grassy pans till she reached her aunt's house.
With two beautiful baskets for me.
Lakambini toyed with her string of lustrous pearls, priceless sea gems brought by Willie Morris from their faraway land. Sinagtala's eyes glowed with wonder and her lips filled with desire. If she could only have gems like those.
Sinida's baskets, favor of the moon. Hurry at their making. Make sure that they are strong and loud. For these shall be gift to the Walang Gulat, the son of the chief of Pasitan Barangay. I know he's Walang Gulat. How foolish you are! Did you like me with your innocence? Go now, inquisitive one!
So Sinagtala left, she went to the riverside to gather bamban reeds, and all the while she tore off the Several days later, Lakambini called her slave.
Say you have seen them together?
I see them always, every afternoon when the shadows of the palm trees are longer.
What they have been saying to each other? What did you hear?
They speak not much, they only at one another. And walang gulat waiting before, Pinagtala and
No. Go on. I don't want to hear it about anybody. Alicia, did I tell you to get nearer to hear what they are saying?
I did. I hid myself in the bushes, and I heard him say that Tupasigan novel would crush would be at the Pirang Kawayan hut.
Walang gulat wants to marry Sinagtala, that common basket weaver? Wow, what it can't be. Go on and call Sinagtala and told her to bring the basket that I told her to weave.
Awi,
Yes.
When Sinagtala came with the basket,
How brazen of you. Flirting along the riverside? I don't want those baskets.
and angrily, Lakambini took off her pearls and carelessly flung them into a bronze casket that stood on a kamagong table. 1 week later, there was a presentiment of evil in the morning air. The sky was overcast and the village of Manila was not so happy, for the drums were beating weirdly, announcing that an order would soon take place. 5 old wise Hukom judges sat in a semicircle before the wild populace. The oldest rose raised his tattooed arm. There was silence around.
People of this barangay, Lakambini Square, the priceless heirloom handed down from mother to daughter of generation, have been stolen. Many days of search have passed, but they have not found, and Lakambini charged Sinagtala, daughter of Pirang Kawayan, the thief of the jewels. The lost Maguindanao pearls were in the left in the bronze casket and the box of Kamagong in stable. In the Lakambini's room, they Sinagtala came to deliver the basket. Sinagtala, swear you that you not steal the jewel?
Take Lakambini's pearls, then made the hungry crocodiles swallow me and flame scratch me.
Alipin, dare you say before all these people that you did not you did not take precious heirloom?
No pearls did I take, no heirloom. Pearls did I take, no sacred heirloom did I hide. But I saw Sinagtala and she was standing by the Kamagong table, staring covetously at the pearls.
Was the Raha daughter in the room when Sinagtala came?
No, she was not. I left the room to look for Lakambini, but I could not find her. And when I came back, Sinagtala was already leaving. She said Lakambini did not want her anymore.
Notice you anything in Sinagtala's look?
Awi, yes. The girl was pale in the lips and wild eyes, and the basket shook her in trembling hands.
The people were silent. Pirang Kawayan shut his eyes and muttered under his breath.
Wish to make a reply to what you have heard, Sinagtala?
No, I didn't.
A helpless, imploring look appeared in the girl's eyes as she saw four pitying faces around her. She only saw the grim, unwinking stare of her father, secreting under his fierce, blazing gaze.
If the purse can still be found, nothing more will be said, but if they are not...
There was a great shout. A boatload of people from up the river swiftly near the shore. The young man at the prow stood gesticulating wildly.
The son of the chief of Batigan!
Magiting!
Man with the wisdom of the age, come with a plea that Sinagtala be not tried. I have with me the indemnity for the lost bird. Other causes Jan sent by my father, the Pasigan chief, that Sinagtala be spared the shame of the ordeal.
There was a glad rambling among the village people, but the judge shook their heads slowly.
We thank the Raha of Pasigan his son, but by the law and the custom of Asian Maynilad, and a tip dam to the family of the Raha is irreparable. The trial must therefore go on.
Walang gulat rushed to the side of Sinagtala, but the law forbade them to talk to each other. They only stared at another.
So Magiting is walang gulat, whom Lakambini wanted to.
The jewels are not found, and all the accused have sworn they are not innocent. Therefore, we must proceed with the order by fire.
Lakambini choked back a cry. She became pale and wanted to run, but she could not move. Pirangkawan's lips trembled as he strode away from the crowd. His eyes were moist with despair, and yet his head was held high, for he knew that the blood of his noble ancestor valued their lives less than their hope. But Sinagtala was here accused of the theft of the pearls. Deliberately, his right hand fumbled at his waist, then both his hands filled themselves into mighty knotting fists of iron. Sinagtala was blindfolded. The first to pass the ordeal. Smoke encircled her while the fire crackled.
Must accuse Sinagtala as the other who will follow deeper hands into the boiling pot and take out the white stones that rest at the bottom. If her hands remain unblistered and burnt, it is a sign that our gods find her guiltless and we pronounce her innocent. But if they be burnt
Lacambini, torn by conflicting emotions of remorse for what she had brought about, could no longer hold herself. She had seen Priyankawa and realized what the old man was about to do. So, she shouted, but Lakambini was late, too late, for Sinagtala's father had suddenly whipped himself up with lightning speed. His hand had traveled to his waist, and out came a glittering tin-bladed, sharp-pointed dagger. There was only an instant pause after Lakambini's shriek. Then something flashed and scintillated as it swiftly whizzed through the air and struck Sinagtala in the breast. Pirang was firm and his aim had been faithfully true. Lakambini madly kissed the comely face and pressed the dying girl closely to her.
Ang katis yung pa... Ay, ito po! Sinagtala!